Each spring throughout Japan, the beloved cherry blossoms of this island nation show their beauty, and are celebrated with Hanami, literally meaning flower viewing. People gather under the flowering trees, holding impromptu parties, eating, drinking, laughing, and taking in the fine spring weather. Nothing could be more quintessentially Japanese than these cherries flowering alongside a railroad, and they are precisely the topic of this video. We will be looking at both cultivated varieties and ones with natural origins, as well as the wild mountain cherry, such as these on this hillside. One of the first to flower is Prunus kanzakura, the hybrid of P. campanulata and P. Yamazakura. Its Japanese name is kanzakura, meaning cold cherry, since they flower in late winter, usually around the first week of March. Despite its name, this tree is in fact cold sensitive and cannot be grown north of the Tokyo area. Flowering right on its heels is Prunus campanulata, the Taiwan Cherry, a native of Ishigaki Island of Okinawa Prefecture, Taiwan, and southern China. Its fuchsia-colored, dangling, bell-like flowers are unique for cherries, as is its resistance to truly hot subtropical climates. These trees growing along a mountain road are accompanied by another one of its hybrids, Prunus youkouzakura. This is a fairly recent hybrid between P. campanulata and the Amagi cultivar of P. yedoensis, the famous Yoshino cherry. The deep pink flowers bloom about a week ahead of P. yedoensis, but are so similar in size and shape it has earned the variety the nickname Beniyoshino, meaning red Yoshino. Here we see its blossoms fading just as the Yoshino cherry comes into full flower. Hands down the most commonly planted flowering cherry in Japan is the Yoshino cherry, Prunus yedoensis. It is believed to be the hybrid of P. spaciana forma ascendens and P. speciosa. Its Japanese name is Yoshino since it was first cultivated in the Some district of Tokyo some 150 years ago. Back then it was called Yoshino-zakura, after the famous cherry-covered mountain in Nara Prefecture. In time the two names became wed, and one of modern Japan's most enduring symbols was born. This tree has been planted all across Japan. Indeed, it is difficult to travel any place where you won't see it flowering. Blossom color is pale pink to nearly white, with peak blooming season typically extending from late March to mid-April, depending upon the region. Yoshino cherries often line roads, forming tunnels of blossoms, but can also be seen in almost any public space, such as these growing in a riverside park. Individual blossoms are short-lived, the petals breaking off one at a time. These falling and accumulating petals are enjoyed by people almost as much as the blossoms themselves. Flowering around the same time as the Yoshino cherry is the wild mountain cherry, Prunus Yamazakura. This species lights up the low mountains and hills across Japan, from northern Honshu straight down to southern Kyushu. In Japan it is called Yamazakura, meaning mountain cherry, distinguishing it from cultivated varieties. Unlike the Yoshino cherry, its white blossoms open right alongside the new bronze-colored leaves. Just after flowering, the trees retain their deep bronze color for a short time. Seed set is high, making this species a prolific one. The small cherry fruits are mildly sweet, however edible. A lovely group of sakura are the weeping forms, and the pendula cultivar of Prunus spatiana is perhaps the queen, attaining both large size and great age. It is called Yamazakura in Japan, and spreads its branches so wide that a tree's overall height is often less than its overall breadth. A popular multi-petaled variety of P. spatiana is the cultivar Beniyoshino, meaning multi-layered red-flowered weeping cherry. The deep pink flowers are relatively long-lasting and typically peak a week or more after the Yoshino cherries have finished. Another feature of this tree is its compact size, usually not more than 20 feet tall, making it suitable for smaller yards. The weeping form of Prunus yedoensis is the cultivar Yoshino. Again, these seem to grow much smaller than the upright versions. The late-flowering Prunus speciosa is not only a putative parent of the Yoshino cherry, but likely gave rise to a whole class of cultivated forms known as Satozakura, meaning village cherry. It is known as the Oshima Cherry since it is found on Oshima in the Izu Islands south of Tokyo, as well as the nearby Izu Peninsula. The final group we will be looking at today are the Satozakura, the village cherries, and with certainty the green-flowered Prunus ukon is a surprising find. This form dates back some 300 years, and like many in this group, its exact origin has been obscured through time. Multi-petaled flowers of this kind are known as Yamazakura in Japanese. The flowers are relatively long-lasting, and just before fading become flushed with pink and fuchsia. Probably the best-known Satozakura is Prunus kanzan, a very large-flowered variety. It is one of the more commonly planted cherries in Japan as well as in the Western world. It is also sometimes called P. sekiyama, an alternate reading of the Japanese kanji characters. The crowded flower clusters are 4 or more inches across and are accompanied by the newly emerging bronze-colored leaves. A similar but smaller flowered Yamazakura is the pale pink Prunus shogetsu. It flowers generously with hundreds of pastel pink blossoms hanging down in dense clusters, like pendant corsages. Growing next to this P. shogetsu is Prunus chrysanthemoides, with its deeper pink, densely petaled blossoms. It is known as Kikuzakura in Japan, meaning chrysanthemum cherry. It is also the last to flower, finishing in late April. Well, that's the video today. I hope it helped you learn about and appreciate more this wonderful group of trees.